My name is Rob Wallace, I am your life coach and spiritual mentor, and this is Self-Love with Law of Attraction. Hello again, shiny happy people. Welcome to Module 10 of your Self-Love and Law of Attraction course. And today's topic is self-sabotage. Now, what does self-sabotage mean? Well, this is going to be an extension of the last module, and it's in regards to how so many people sabotage their own dreams by self-doubt. And in this module, I'm going to be talking about the entire nature of self-doubt and where self-doubt comes from, and I'm going to be talking a little bit in the esoteric sense of what doubt is. And when I discuss that, we're going to be looking at Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil, okay? Now, if any of you are not familiar with Napoleon Hill, well, Napoleon Hill was one of the biggest influences of the book The Secret. He was also one of Bob Proctor's influences in regards to his book Think and Grow Rich. But Napoleon Hill's book Outwitting the Devil wasn't as popular as Think and Grow Rich, but it is a fantastic book in regards to overcoming self-sabotage. And what the book is actually a conversation that Napoleon Hill had with his own ego, okay? The ego, that part of you which sabotages you, which convinces you to stop moving forward to the life of your dreams, is, as far as Napoleon Hill is concerned, the devil. But it's not really. We're talking allegorically speaking, okay? Now, for many of you who are superstitious, I'm going to actually give you the definition of the word devil. And what you're going to find is a really interesting definition that has nothing to do with a great big horned beast, okay? Because that's not what it is, all right? In a nutshell, the devil is doubt. It is self-doubt. It's that part of you that convinces you to do everything you can to distract yourself from moving forward. Now, here is how I came up with that conclusion, okay? When you research the word devil, if you understand the English language, you'll understand that there's an old version of English called Old English, right? And you could see that in the original King James Bible, okay? If you look at the word devil in the King James Bible, it is actually spelled this way. It is spelled D-E-U-I-L, okay? As in dual. And it doesn't take much to research the fact that the word devil actually means duality. And it's also linked in with the word doubt. So what the devil literally means is the doubt which creates opposition for a thought to move forward. That is what is meant by the devil. The devil isn't a thing. The devil isn't a great big red beast. The devil is a process of your lower mind preventing you from moving forward with an idea. That is literally what it means. And I'm going to get into the processes of how the mind works in order to show you why the lower mind, that is the ego, actually stops you from moving forward with an idea. It all goes back to when man was literally a hunter-gatherer and was in complete survival mode. That means man was a hunter, feeding for his own life, looking for ways to simply survive. And it all stems from that way of thinking, of simply how to survive, instead of moving forward and growing. And that's where this mentality comes from, or at least part of where this mentality comes from. Okay? It comes from the lower earthly mind, that is your ego mind, right? Your ego mind responds only to that which it sees outside. And the only thing the ego sees is separateness. That is, the ego sees reality in opposites. That is, the ego sees reality in opposition, right? It sees black and white. It sees light and dark. It does not see things as one, okay? That is why human beings who have no spiritual awareness of themselves, they keep finding themselves in opposition to anything they can find, because it's looking for problems to survive against. And in this day and age, in this actually wonderful age, where we don't need to look for so many problems, the ego is still looking for something to survive against. It's looking for opposition. It's looking for a reason not to move forward. It's only looking for a way to sit still and survive. That is what your ego is. Now, your ego is not a bad part of your brain. Your ego is vital for your survival instinct. That is why it's there. It's a natural human function. But when the ego gets out of control, it's because the person is not marrying the ego with their higher self. When you marry your ego with the higher self, you tame the ego and you raise the ego to think and work on a higher level. Okay? The only way the ego turns against you and works against your desire is when you don't believe in your higher self. You see, the ego is not a bad thing, okay? The ego will simply not work on a higher level for as long as you don't believe on a higher level of yourself. And in esoteric terms, the allegory, the metaphor of the devil was really to tell you about your own ego. That's all it was meant to do. It's telling you, do not rely only on your ego. For the ego, if that's the only part of your mind that you're going to rely on, then what's going to happen is you will constantly talk yourself out of not moving forward to the life of your dreams. And Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil, I've included the entire book on a PDF file here, which you can read. It's a fantastic book, which you can look over, read, and study in order to see just exactly how you can outwit your own self-doubt. Folks, at the end of the day, where does self-doubt come from? Self-doubt comes from the exercise of thought patterns in which you've constantly told yourself that you can't do this, that things are impossible. You see, the more you tell your mind something, the more the mind will believe what you tell the mind. That is how manifestations work. That's the process of manifesting. It's when you convince your mind that something is real. If you can convince your mind that something is real, that will come into your reality. Now, I want you to think about this, okay? Here's an interesting fact. For the majority of people, 95% of the thoughts they're unaware of, and most of them are unconstructive. Most of those thoughts are based on limitation in terms of how they can't do this, how they can't achieve that, all the excuses under the sun, and all the little memory scenes are always of something of a negative and unconstructive nature which stops you from moving forward to the life of your dreams. And a lot of people are unaware of that. But the interesting thing is, anybody who gets into law of attraction starts to pay attention to their thoughts. Now, I always say this when it comes to thoughts: never fight with your thoughts. There's no need to fight with them, okay? Simply become aware of your thoughts. Just become more aware of what you're thinking and gently turn them around. You can turn them around with complete gentleness, with no strain, with no bother at all, okay? Most people are unaware of how they think. But if you just shift that tiny, tiny little shift into becoming aware of your thoughts and simply making a small change to the way that you think. For example, instead of saying I can't, change that to I can. That simple little change is going to create magic in your life. It really will. The more you convince yourself, the more you convince your mind that you can, the more you're going to see in your reality that you can, and the more the mind will adapt to that belief that you can. Okay? Don't say that you can't. Get rid of the word can't from your vocabulary. You can. Simple as that. 2 words. You can. Okay? Stop sabotaging yourself. Self-doubt is the most destructive force on this planet. Self-doubt is more destructive than any atomic weapon. Okay? It's more destructive than any human force on this planet. Self-doubt. Self-doubt causes so much pain and misery on this planet. If people simply believed in themselves, if people simply realized that they have a higher mind and they believed in themselves as being at one with this higher mind and that it is their true self, the world would change. Reality would change. You see? Self-doubt is the reason things appear chaotic. Start believing in yourself first. Start believing in your higher mind. Start believing that you are love. And do not doubt that for a shred of a second. Do not doubt it. Do not question it. You are love. Why are you not love? There's a question. How are you not love? Of course you're love. You are love. And the second you doubt that, you're sabotaging your own mind. Okay? Don't sabotage your thoughts. Whatever your dreams are, don't sabotage them. Nurture your dreams. Daydream. Dream big. Don't dream small. Don't ask for your rent to be paid. Ask for the mortgage. Or go further. Just ask for the money to come to you to buy the house. Don't sabotage your own thoughts. Believe that you're wonderful. Believe that you're awesome. Believe that you have so much to give to the world. Okay? And you do. Every human being on this planet, I don't care who they are, has the potential to give amazing things to this world. Okay? We all have that potential. No one is excluded from this infinite potential. And the moment you doubt that, you're self-sabotaging your own dreams. There's no one else against you except for yourself. So don't be against yourself. And so, folks, the exercise for this module is going to be fun. It's going to require you spending maybe a couple of pounds, okay? And I'll tell you why. What I'm going to do is to tell you what to go and buy first, and then I'll actually tell you why I'm getting you to do this exercise. I want you to go out And I want you to buy just one of those cheap office basketball nets. You know, the one that you can stick up on a wall and throw a basketball in, okay? Or something like that. It could just be like anything that requires you to throw an aim, okay? It doesn't necessarily need to be a basketball. It could be a dartboard. It could be just one of those fun little dartboards, okay? And what I want you to do is to practice your aim, all right? Practice your aim for about a week. I'm going to tell you why to do this. I'm going to tell you why this is important. If you could get access to a basketball, or if you're a keen footballer, male or female, take your football where you can take some shots into a goal, past the goalkeeper. Get a friend who could maybe act as a goalkeeper, right? Pick a game where you can practice an aim. And the reason I'm asking you to do this is because I practice this as much as I can, okay? I always take a basketball down to my local park and I always take some shots. I am not great at basketball by any stretch of the imagination, but I have a pretty good aim. If I'm standing in one spot and I take a shot, I've got a fairly decent aim, especially closer up. If it's within the 3-point zone, I do okay. I've mastered how to aim the basketball at the net and to get the shot in. The reason I'm asking you to do this, okay, is because your thought, as you penetrate the subconscious with your thought, as you impress on your mind your ideas in order to create your manifestation, it's the same as trying to get your aim on target. You're having to go past the ego. You're having to dribble past the ego, okay? It's like in soccer. It's like in basketball. It's like any game where you get two teams, okay? You have to dribble past the ego in order to dunk your desire into the goal. You see, that's why I'm asking you to do this. It's to get you into a physical habit of refusing to miss your aim, okay? That's why I practice this exercise as much as I can. I never walk away missing a shot. I always walk away when I score a shot. And I give myself a certain amount of shots, and I give myself a percentage of those shots. It's basically to instill in my mind, I will not miss my aim. And what that instills in your mind is that you will not let the ego get in the way of your desire. What this allows you to do is to get into the mentality that nothing is going to get in the way between you and your goal, not even your own ego, okay? Unless your ego agrees with you entirely, you must shift your focus unless the ego is in vibration with you, okay? You must bypass the ego and be determined that you are going to score your goal and that your aim is perfect, okay? That's why I'm asking you to do this little exercise. You can get something for your room for a couple of pounds and just stick it up and tell yourself that you're going to take 100 shots and that you're going to score 20 of those shots, okay? Set yourself a goal. Set yourself a goal in a game where you are taking an aim. Set yourself a goal and practice that for at least a week. Try it for 2 weeks and you will be amazed at how your mentality shifts from that which tries to talk you out of doing things to that which pushes you forward and doesn't sabotage the life of your dreams, okay? This concludes Module 10, and I will see you lovely, shiny, happy people in Module 11. Folks, have a great day. God bless you, and I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.